Hi, Jeremy at North Avenue Beach. We're on the Lakefront Neighborhoods Tour with Bobby's Bike Hike, and we're with one of our huge guides at Bobby's Bike Hike, Ed Christozik, who's in the middle of a tour. His group is taking a little small break, but I wanted to catch up with him and just ask him a couple questions to find out a little bit more about bike touring and what his job entails. Ed, I've asked a lot of the guides what the most difficult or what the most pleasing part of their job is. I want to ask you what the most difficult part of your job is.
I'd say the biggest challenge as a guide, especially with Bobby's Bike Hike, is balancing being the life of the party with being the captain of the ship. You've got to keep things in control. That includes the people who are on your tour, as well as everything going on around your tour, to conduct everybody safely through the streets, sidewalks, parks of Chicago. At the same time, you got to be making sure that everybody's having a blast, having fun the whole way. And so you really have to take the stress, the difficulty, all the aggravation on yourself and do it with aplomb and just pull it off in a way that they don't even notice and that it just seems like a breeze to every guest who's on your tour.
Now, what would you say to people, if there's some young people out there in the world that come on your tours, admire what you do? If you haven't been on one of Ed's tours, they're absolutely incredible. I come out here all the time to see them. My question is, what would you tell those young people that say, well, look at him do it, he's funny, he makes people laugh, he takes care of that bicycle tire like it's no big thing? What would you tell those people that are looking to have your position? Can just anyone do it?
No, definitely not just anyone can do it. I think that a great number of people would be able to do it, but it is a little more difficult than we make it seem, for the most obvious of reasons. The last thing we want our guests to be thinking is that we're working hard, but you're really aware of 18 different things at every moment when you're out here as a guide, keeping tabs on 20, 25 different things at times. It's really hard for the guests, and ideally it's very difficult for the guests to even be aware of most of the things that you're doing, most of the focuses that you have on keeping them safe and things like that. You want them to experience it as nothing but an entertaining ride through the city, being led by an entertaining guide. At the same time, you've got huge responsibilities in terms of safety, timekeeping, all sorts of things that you really have to be on top of. So it takes a level of discipline along with a level of entertainment in order to pull it off.
Ed is exactly right, and that's why he thrives with us, because of the fact that we really focus on preventative medicine when we're trying to deal with any type of problem whatsoever. The guests don't really know that. You know, there's a hill coming up. Guests, don't forget to use both brakes. Instead of just the one here, we don't want you flying over the handlebars. They just take it with a grain of salt, but what Ed's doing is causing a huge problem from occurring. So for that, Ed, I say thank you.
Well, you're welcome, Jeremy.
Now I will ask you the question I've been asking everyone else. What's your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of the job is the opportunity to both get my inner performer off at stop after stop and quite honestly get my inner anarchist off, taking over the roads of the city and putting the cars in their place. Not that we do anything from a place of defiance, it's always about keeping our guests safe, but you gotta love the feeling of power that comes with keeping control over things and conducting 20 tourists from around the world through the city streets.
Agreed. I couldn't say it better than myself. Well, I'm going to let Ed get back with his tour now. I just wanted to say thank you for your time.
Well, thank you.
I know you're busy, and we will let him get back. Join us on one of Ed's Lakefront Neighborhood Tours with Bobby's Bike Hike.